Welcome to Shark Week on Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Shark Lake. Dolph's got big fish to fry.
Directed by Jerry Dugan, starring Dolph Lundgren and Sara Lane, Shark Lake is about a shark in a lake. Essentially, Dolph Lundgren sells exotic animals and let a shark loose in the lake. And of course, the exotic shark that was let loose in the lake is now killing people at the lake. So what do we like?
Between trying to get a shark out of the lake, killing the shark in the lake, and dealing with family affairs, there's always something going on to keep your attention.
It's great to see Dolph Lundgren.
He's supposed to be the bad guy, but you can't help but like him.
Even though he does very illegal things and goes to jail and stuff. He killed a cop and nobody even batted an eye.
Like every shark movie, you need a marine biologist. And in this film, we had an oceanographer.
I teach oceanography at the University of Rhode Island.
Michael Aaron Milligan plays Peter, who I really enjoyed.
We also had our strong female lead, Meredith, played by Sara Lane, who may or may not have been almost too strong, but we'll get to that in the dislikes.
Tell that guy to take his camera and shove it up his arrogant ass.
But it was nice to have a female-centered shark movie, despite what the cover looks like, which is just Dolph Lundgren's head.
I felt the cinematography was good in all their underwater shots.
Yeah, I think in general, the production value of this movie is extremely high. I mean, when it gets into the CG sharks, not so much. Now let's go on to our dislikes. The shot types that they've chosen for many scenes are kind of weird. Specifically, one of the most awkward conversation shots that I've ever seen, where there's two people facing the same direction.
When we said the story was interesting in the sense that there's always something going on, in this case, there is too much going on.
There's a lot of moving parts in this movie, and they don't always move that well.
It has aspects of a shark movie, but it's really more of a dramatic thriller.
Hardly a thriller. I don't know.
No, it's not,
I can't really place this movie because it's not a very good movie, first of all. There's a lot of things in this movie that just didn't need to exist. And I think that a lot of the editing should have been tightened up because it made for very long, drawn out scenes that just felt awkward because the camera would just linger on somebody after they're done talking.
You're sleeping in the middle of the day?
Yeah, I was up all night researching bull sharks.
For having Dolph Lundgren in a shark movie, it's not the Dolph Lundgren shark movie that you want to watch. He does not kick as much ass as he should. I think there's actually only one or possibly two scenes.
And to show how much the mob didn't need to be there, they decided to tie everything up nicely at the end of the film, and they had the mob boss in the back of a cruiser.
It seems like that would be a spoiler, but it's not. It's we didn't even see this character for 50 minutes, and then they just show him in the back of a cop car oh yeah, so everything's good now, also we got the bad guy. There's no conflict with the bad guy.
We got your shark. Yeah.
Not a bad night. We cleaned up the lake and the street.
We touched a bit on Meredith and how it was nice to see the strong female sheriff who took control and wanted to fight for the right cause. The problem was, I didn't think she knew what the right cause was at the time. Because there's so many times that she's trying to take down Dolph's character and not the shark.
When there's a shark coming at her, she'll be oh, there's Dolph, let's go that way. It's no, but there's still a shark. You need to eliminate the shark and deal with the other shit later. Speaking about Meredith, she was too aggressive, overly and awkwardly aggressive. In every single situation, they kind of forced you to know she is a super dominant woman and she knows what she's doing. And it's and we're all for that, but they were forcing it down your throat to the point that it didn't even make sense.
I love when she takes the keys to drive his car.
Can I have your keys? I'm driving.
They drive to her house and then she's here's your keys back, Peter, go home.
And then the same goddamn thing happens when they want to get into a boat.
Keys?
It's my boat.
I'm driving.
There's a lot of weird things that her character specifically did that just didn't make any sense. And it didn't help that the acting across the board was not very good. And I kind of touched on this with the editing. Because the editing wasn't tight, the bad acting stands out.
Christopher!
And I think we have a new all-time low for how shallow the water is for a shark to kill.
It's actually at his shins. We thought we had seen it all when it was like waist high in fucking two-headed shark attack.
They kept saying it can't attack us in shallow water, but yet one of the first deaths of the movie was in shallow water. It was terrible.
I hated that John kept complaining about that when we watched it.
I apologize for annoying you, but it pissed me off.
Well, guys, we're going 6 inches and a shark can get you. So you're never safe. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. Shark Lake, unfortunately, was not a great movie. Nobody seemed to care about the shark. Nobody cared about mobsters. It's like, I don't know, there's just kind of way too much stuff crammed in this movie. Well, the production value was higher than average. The actual editing and the acting was well below average. This movie just has so many what the fuck moments that you might kind of like it for that reason alone, but I would steer clear of this one. So I'm gonna give this 1.5 awkward dolly shots of hot girls and then one weird guy at the end licking his lips as he stares at kids on the beach out of 5.
Shark Lake is a film that's going to be very deceptive. We've got characters that you just don't really care about. We've got situations that have no value to them, and we barely have any sharks, which is the most disappointing factor in this. I did enjoy all the underwater shots. I thought that was probably the best thing this film had going for it. With that being said, I'm gonna give this 1.5 legged parasailers out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the movie if you have happened to see this. If you haven't, there are links in the description where you can find it, but we don't recommend it. Okay, subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything Bloodbath and Beyond. We've got another shark review coming at you tomorrow. See you later.